My baby don't mess around.
Do-do-do-do-do-do. And we are back. Once again, Elegant Profanity, Travis Barnes, Dennis Gleason.
Hey, hey, hey.
Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, for your listening pleasure, we have two, I guess, stars of the local rap game. Is that a accurate description?
If that's what y'all want to call it.
Okay. We have D Villain.
What it do?
You're white.
You should be the rapper that all your sounds are just D's,
Right.
all D words. That's all you can use.
Like the grades in school.
I mean, my next project is called Barely Passing. So I mean,
There you go. Perfect.
So, I mean,
What a
like
segue. Look at that. And we also have MakeEmListen. He dropped the J.
How you doing, guys? I am MakeEmListen. Drop the J. Just didn't work for me no more, man.
Didn't work. It was like Bow Wow.
Kind of like Bow Wow. I feel, I'm trying to be the new P. Diddy of the game.
Okay.
I set my goals high, and I won't change my name 8 times.
Interesting. Last name, preferably.
No, not last name, not last name, last name.
You know that's legal now here. Into a serious note, though. Check them out on YouTube. They've got y'all's mixtape High Five. That was the one.
High five.
All right, perfect.
It's like high and a capital V, like a Roman numeral. Like
Right.
People are like, high V? Like, no, it's high five. So like, you're right.
And y'all got individual fan pages.
Oh, yes, sir. And the ironic thing is, my fan page is J MakeEmListen. I can't drop the J on Facebook, so.
What?
Facebook.
Thanks, Facebook.
That's a good segue. Get into that story.
Oh.
We talked about it before we started. We made him stop.
Do you have a Facebook page?
Yeah, D Villain. I mean, DEE, then Villain, I guess. He'll come into my personal page, but that's pretty much the same thing.
Same thing.
Yeah.
And then Elegant Profanity on Facebook. Go there, check it out.
Twitter
Twitter
as well.
It's E Profanity.
Yep.
All that good stuff. Check it out on YouTube. And now we're gonna get into it. Boop 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 boop. That's our intro music. So, how we feeling tonight, guys?
I'm feeling pretty good, man. I'm glad to be here. I'm glad we got in touch before I leave out. You know what I'm saying?
You've been on the road for a while.
Yep, touring the country.
In a sense.
Not all of it.
Oh.
Where have you been?
Close.
He's driving a truck.
Yeah, dude, I'm driving.
Oh, I'm thinking.
I was gonna ride that out. Good.
See, I was thinking he's on tour, going around the country on tour.
Yeah, no, play over words, man. Yeah, dude, I drive a truck. I'm just fucking around. That's cool. I like
It's not just a truck, it's an 18-wheeler.
18 wheels, man.
Eastbound down.
We got a long way to go.
That's like driving a
Short
car.
time. Okay.
I was about to pick it up, my bad, dude.
It's okay. I was here for you.
Yeah, dude, driving a truck. It's cool.
Has that made it strenuous on the music scene?
Yeah, but I show up. I surprised D at our last interview we done, and
That's cute.
I surprised them and gave everybody hugs, and and that was fun. And then I done a show that I didn't know I was gonna be doing this past week, and that was a lot of fun. And yeah, I'm still out there, dude. It's just I'm not out there probably all the time.
Do you try to get into the rap music scenes in other cities that you travel to?
Yes, sir. Mobile being one of our big ones too. I mean, Mobile just as much as Pensacola. And our next shot is probably we're gonna try and for Destin, my town area. So that's the next one that we're aiming for. Not making no claims or nothing.
Destin has a rap scene?
Not Destin. I mean, my bad. I'm speaking in like venue terms, like what we're trying to do. We're trying to
strategy.
Yeah.
Talking too much into our strategy.
Yeah. Rap scene, like we're loyal to like the Pensacola rap scene. Fuck with the Mobile rap scene, but as far as any other rap scenes, there's no reason for us to really be in that rap scene. Like we're coming up over here. We've been around with these guys over here. The MCs over here. We all pretty good friends for the most part, and we do local shows out here and always doing that and stuff. But we really want to like take it to the next level as far as getting open the gig. And we got Soul Kitchen and Vinyl there. programming for nighttime.
So let's start a little earlier. If we can just get in the time machine for a second. Before we all knew each other, and by we, I mean you two guys, but speaking as the narrator of you guys' story. D, what made you start rapping?
I was writing a lot, pretty much. Like,
Okay.
no matter what I was doing, like, I ain't even gonna front, I had one of those little, like, paper journals and stuff, like, just, like, wrote
Like Harriet the
anything.
Spy?
I guess so. I mean, like, just something that I had to vent, like, somehow. And if it wasn't, like, me writing, like, I could go back to just, like, my music. Like, I would turn the TV on, or I would go outside, pretty much. I would listen to music and go outside.
Right.
And it's like, so, I mean, one day I was sitting around smoking with my homeboy Taylor, and like, I forgot what song we were listening to, but pretty much I was just like, I mean, dang, all he's doing is just writing about like what's going on, and I don't see why I don't do that too. And like this voice, I remember his voice like it was yesterday. He was just like, I mean, why don't you? And I was like, what? And I was like, skirt. I was like, well, I mean, shit. And boom, here I am, like 5-6 years later. So I mean.
So you start writing rap songs, and do you decide to yourself, okay, I'm gonna go out there, I'm gonna do this, or do you have a friend that you're gonna go out there and initially start doing it with?
Initially, I can't even say that word. I don't know. I'm still trying. It was about my. it was just me. Like it was like I didn't know who to turn to. I didn't know what to do. Like so, I had all these songs that like I didn't know how to record. I didn't know who could record them. So I was going up to open mic poetry nights, and I was doing that. Yeah, I was doing that every week, like every Tuesday night at the end of the line cafe. It's a little joint off Wright Street, like right in 9th Avenue. It's like you miss it. Like you look for it 4 times and you still miss it.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, that's how it started. There's somebody, I forgot who it was. Actually, it was he goes by Crazy the Flowbird. I mean, but yeah, he goes by Crazy the Flowbird. But he's a cool dude, real cool dude. And like he saw what I was doing. Like I was on Facebook, like telling people what I was doing, and like he just saw what I was about, and he was like, "Hey man, like I see you need some help." So I mean, like he reached out, and like that was really the first person I ever worked with, and that was my first partner, I guess.
Back to the first night. Did you take somebody with you, or did you just go like, I need to do this? I have this thing that I feel like I need to do, but I need a little bit of support, so I'll bring somebody. Or was it, I'm terrified if anybody finds this out, I'm going by myself?
No, not at all, not at all. I mean, I feel like like it was one of those things where you had to break out of your shell.
Yeah.
I mean, like I knew I would have to break out of my shell, but I also knew that I was like I was at a party scene as it was. So I feel like I already had like that kind of group, that kind of following. I mean, not really like a following, but that kind of like people like okay, well, let's go see what he's doing. Like let's go see what's up. So I mean, my first couple of nights, yeah, I had like at least 5-6 people there.
That's cool.
Time. Yeah, I mean like there'll probably be like 30-40 people in the crowd, but I mean I know those people right there are like my people. So
Right,
like,
right.
That was always encouraging. I was always like uplifting. But then again, they had those nights where it was just me. But even there wouldn't be 30-40 people in the crowd this time. There'd be like 100 people in the crowd this time.
They get that many people for poetry readings, really? They didn't have
I hear it's still jumping too.
They need to have a comedy open mic there.
I think they should. I think they do actually. I mean, you can do anything at those open mics over there.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they moved it to Belmont the Villas now, Tuesday night still.
Okay.
I mean, I gotta look into that. Don't quote me on that, but
Where at on that street?
Belmont the Villas is right there at the it's the actual intersection.
Yeah, I know, but like what's the building that they do it in?
Five Sisters, I think.
Bear with me.
Like I said, don't quote me on that.
Five Sisters does have a stage there. We've seen it.
Like I said, don't quote me on that, but I think that's what it is.
The comedy nights and stuff, they moved around. I remember they were doing them at Handlebar, then they went to Big Easy.
Yeah.
I guess now we could do that. We got to find it, but there's some dope comedians. Shout out Bubs Harris.
Yes, sir, Bubs Harris.
Yeah, there's a couple of comedians up there. I think everybody should give it a shot.
So, moving on to you, Jay. I've known you for a long time. I pretty much know all this stuff, but for those who don't, when did you get the the writing bug, I guess?
Actually, before we met, I used to also, jock and do story because it sounded good. I wrote a little bit of poetry and shit, that weird shit.
Don't lie.
There's got to be
It's not weird.
There's got to be a big gap from just writing it to saying, now I can formulate this fast in my head, and then go on and say it. It's like, what was that process like? How long did that take before you're like?
Wow, I was writing poetry. Like, I don't know. I wouldn't necessarily call it poetry, but I mean, I would say poetry because I was trying to. I was writing words, just messing around with it. I liked it and shit. And I didn't do it for the longest time after that. I just kind of, it was something that every now and then would just get off some thoughts or some shit.
Right.
I never took serious. And then, I got where we would just start freestyling and shit. Me and T and a lot of our buddies from, out there in Molina, we get up at parties and somebody break out a guitar or we'd be at a fire drunk as shit and just start freestyling. And, I just took it from there, really. I got serious about it when I figured out that I could, do it. And, I got passionate about it and I always, dug work and shit. So it was just took me all the way.
So, what was it whenever you said, okay, I think I've got some pretty good stuff, time for me to go get on the stage?
Shit, I didn't even know. At the time, I thought it was pretty good. I listen back now, there's a couple songs I still like, oh, it's pretty cool, but sometimes I hear them and I cringe, but shit, it was a while. I was just doing songs, and I actually happened to, this dude named Brody Love, nobody likes him anymore, because he fucked a lot of people over, but I used to work with him, and he was DJing at these little small gigs, and he heard my music on Reverb or some shit, and actually told me he was DJing if I want to do a show, and I was geeked about it and shit, and I said, hell yeah. Went on the show, ended up flopping. Everybody was mad at Brody Love because he was just I can't even remember, some bullshit or everybody was mad at him. At that show, I met Body Slinger. Shout out Body Slinger because that's still the dude that's right now. But pretty much
love DJ Body Slinger.
They gave us the direction. We all learned our dues, but Wes definitely told us which way to go.
What is that feeling like whenever you first get up on stage and you say, okay, time for everybody that I know, everybody who I care about,
to read my journal through me.
Basically. This is what I am now. I'm putting this out there so you can see it.
I ain't even gonna front, my first show, and there was it was with Body Slinger, and there was probably 5 people in the crowd, but I did not know any of them. It was 2 in the morning. And he was just like, you ready? And I was like, yeah, let's go. And I was nervous as shit.
Did you? You didn't even see those people in the crowd at all. Once you got going, you were just like, those people aren't even there.
Yeah, not at all. As soon as the beat hit, I tell people it's me versus the beat. I don't 1,000. I don't care. It's me versus that beat, and it just I zone out, and I see that story that I try to paint them, but I see it in my head. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like you can see it. I'll put it in your face if you don't see it.
Do you ever get the feeling of, I practiced this a million times, I know what up, right, left, and center, then it's time to go, I forgot everything.
Yes.
It's terrifying. Yeah, I forgot everything.
It really, it doesn't even
it's
get
a blank.
It gets terrifying if you make it terrifying. You control everything. It's 10% what happens to you, 90% how you react to it. So most of the time, unless they're a die-hard fan, they probably don't know you fucked up.
Exactly, that's it. They knew they thought it was part of the act.
Yeah, exactly. So you can roll with the punch, or you can you can completely collapse.
That's got to be an important skill to learn. Definitely.
It is a skill. It's one of those, I guess, it's intangible. It's one of those things that you learn over time.
Yeah.
I guess. And but I had shows where I completely forgot. I know the song word for word, and I just completely forget something. And I'm just I laugh it off. That's just me. I'm just y'all obviously know I fucked up.
But they don't though. That's the thing.
No. It gets to the point where I definitely.
Oh, okay. Noticeable.
Yeah, and I'm just it's just whatever. I laugh it off. I'm really good at just being it's what fuck ever. And I'm just gonna move on.
Yeah.
And I probably make the crowd laugh, go on to the next song, and boom, the show goes on.
You get the energy you give. Best way to do it. You get up there and you look like you fucked up, and your eyes do everything that's on your mind. They're gonna feel bad for you. You get up there and laugh that shit off. Or however the end is, and have everybody in that bitch Just digging.
I think it's part of the process of, in a sense, becoming yourself. Like, now I'm okay with people knowing what I wrote down. But then once that happens, you stop giving a fuck. You're like, whatever. I am this. If you're gonna judge me, then what?
Exactly.
It's like, not that you have like I don't care attitude. It's like
you're gonna be judged by everybody today. Yeah. Everybody. Actually, I can't even say everybody today. You're gonna be judged by everybody.
Everybody is also acceptable. That's also.
Yes. You're gonna be judged by everybody. So I mean, it's like might as well just do you. And I mean, like, that's very vulnerable to people. But I mean,
once you can be that person that isn't vulnerable to.
Yeah.
And there's confidence in the real world too.
Exactly. It shows. It pays.
Yeah.
Like, it shows. It pays. And it's just like, I mean, it's a process. Oh shit, man! Come up
with That was a
heavy metal.
We got into the
broke in here.
We got back in the time machine. Right. Came back to the normal time. We were still back in childhood. That was re-entering the now sound.
I think Bill's ringtone, that was just Def Leppard playing, actually.
Is that what it was? I think it was a time machine. I'm gonna have to.
That was definitely a reminder to me to turn my phone off today.
Yeah, me too.
100%.
Yeah.
Speak.
I was actually Snapchatting y'all earlier, and that reminded me. I'm like, yeah, they're gonna be like, what's this dude doing? So I'm like, oh, I want to know Snapchatting now.
Staying on the topic of phones, coming home from work today, I'm gonna say 85% of the people in their cars driving are also on their phone.
Definitely.
Like you look, and it's dark enough to where like you can see the light, the backlight. So you look over like,
terrible.
What are you doing? We're driving. We're all on the road.
Yes. I'm trying to not do it, but at the same time.
At least wait for red lights.
Exactly.
You know, I mean, control your addiction a little bit.
Everyone that's not talking is on their phone.
Exactly.
Isn't that it? Isn't that crazy shit?
Dead. I tell people I suck at texting. You know I suck at texting. I suck at writing back. I suck at like calling back. Like any of that stuff. Because I really hate my phone. I feel like my phone like takes away from my life.
Whenever you're in your mother's belly, you have an umbilical cord, and then whenever you become Mother Nature and Mother Earth, you get another umbilical cord called a cell phone.
Yes, it's annoying.
Except cell phones.
I'll
go with it. I'll go with it. I saw a video today. It was like
Two dudes.
Another
dude.
Ooh, should click that one.
They were talking about the internet in like '92 on the evening news, and it's incredible. It's how we kind of talk about the cloud, because he's like, what do you do with the internet? Do you put things in it? Like, why does that work? Like, what's an email? And like looking back on it now, you're like,
it really just a short amount of time.
And it was 20. It was a car commercial. It was a 20-year anniversary of the internet. And now the car had like wireless Bluetooth.
Right.
And it was like 20 years ago. We didn't even know how to describe it. Now we have it in a car, wirelessly all over the place, and everybody knows about it.
It's advancing and it's accelerating.
Quickly. Here's the big question. Whenever you're up there, and for the first time, you eat the biggest bowl of dicks, and it's complete failure.
Are you metaphorically, or is he eating food on stage?
Right. Because
you get up, you're fucking up.
Where do you get that kind of?
You get up there. Let's say it's a decent-sized crowd, and you get up there and you're pouring your heart and your soul into the music, and no one is vibing with you at all.
You dig. You keep digging. Because they will. It's a proven fact. They're there to enjoy themselves. They want to enjoy themselves. They come and don't expect to enjoy themselves. It's a slim chance.
I tell people it's suck.
Yeah, exactly. There's been plenty of times. The majority of shows I've ever done were my first 3 songs. Everybody still, you gotta wake them up. You gotta surprise them. You gotta come off and you gotta throw that energy up. What you're passionate about, they might not feel that energy off the first song. Keep bringing it and increase it. Keep bringing it, increase it. Like, I used to look at it like I was in a fight. Like when I'd see them not with me, then I rap like all them people were about to jump me.
Right.
So that's yeah.
Do you remember like a show though that you can remember where something like that happened?
Yeah. I remember one happened at Handlebar where I end up I'd pick the person out that looked like they was not vibing to me the most. Like I'd almost see somebody look like, in a way, they might not have, but I feel like in my head, or I trick myself with thinking that person just said some, like I ain't dope or I ain't good, because I'm serious about this and I'm up here busting my ass, and if that, I pick him out, and whatever song or verse that
Or
I'm having
she,
that energy,
or she.
whoever it may be, and I would just rap to the crowd, of course, but I come back to that person, I feel like that's who I'm taking out, and I know I'm taking him out. Like that. It didn't always happen. And then we start, we figure it out when we get up there.
Yeah, but that's another thing, because there's a difference between like people that like just stand there and kind of like like rap, I guess, and there's people that stand there. I mean, that actually get up there and perform.
Right.
And like like when you get up there and they like I don't know, 'cause you want everybody in the room to feel you. If not feel you, at least to hear you. And so, like, you're gonna pay attention to everybody. Like, everybody has a vibe, I guess. And like, you're gonna feel that. And like, you're gonna feel the people. Like, you could be on stage, and there might be three people on this side that like really dig it, like dig what you're doing. You can see it, you can feel it, you can sense it. So I mean, like, you might rap to them a little bit more. And then like, they got this group of dudes over here that they're just too cool for school. So it's just like, you might rap to them a little bit more too, because you
Right.
can tell that they're just sitting there being like, well, whatever. But at the same time, it's good music, so, inside they're like, this is dope. But I mean, at the same time, in your shoe, you really don't care, because you're like, hey, man, I'm having fun. This is it. I mean, this is me.
Right.
Like, hate it or love it, like, like take it or leave it. You're like, so. I mean, yeah, leave it all on the stage. I mean, they can be mad at the end of the day.
I'm seeing it. There's similarities between stand-ups. I do stand-up.
Yeah.
Of being on. I haven't done it in probably 2 months, but I've been on stage 40 times off and on, so I haven't really gotten.
You heard about Dennis?
Yeah. So I really haven't gotten into that groove where it's still choppy. Like it doesn't flow completely like it needs to. It's still like it's still the beginning stages. But I definitely had those feelings you guys are talking about where like I'm in the zone. Like you're saying words. I'm trying to put it in context, like, and see if you guys like vibe what I'm saying. It's you hear yourself saying it, but there's another voice that's like, holy shit, I'm doing this.
It's kind of like.
And then there's another voice that says, all right, what am I gonna say next?
You know what? It really gets to the point where I really feel like I can look at myself and like, I'm on stage doing this, and I'm looking at myself from like over here, and it's kind of like, I don't know if that makes any sense to y'all, but it's kind of like, like I get in that kind of zone when I perform. It's like, I guess it's like, like it's something that I guess comes over time. Cause I came up on an open mic show grind, like, so I had to be in front of people all the time. Like, so I didn't have anywhere to record. I didn't have anywhere to record my music.
Okay.
That's the only way I could put my music out was live. Like, I had a beat, and the only way I could play that beat was through a flash drive, and that's exactly what the DJ needed. So I would get like a set together.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And do my songs like that. So I mean, like, that's how that's how I came up with just freaking like in front of people. So I guess I developed that skill like on stage like easily. Just like not easily, just like like over time, like it wasn't something I was thinking about. It's just something that I've noticed over like oh well, now I'll do this and now I'll do that, and like it's now it's more loose, like it's more like you accept yourself more, I guess.
Yeah.
It's like once you people see that confidence, like that confidence shows, and like you can be on stage, you can look like like it's like stand up comedy, like you can look up there like like oh like you can be stiff and like oh like kind of choppy and jumbled through your like your jokes and stuff, or you can like smile the whole time and be loose and just like shrug and point and like laugh and walk around the stage and like look people in the eyes and stuff like that, and that's gonna translate like a whole lot more than just like like looking out into space and like like standing there and
Yeah.
so I don't know, that's just like stuff I've noticed, and like stuff like I've sat back and watched, and like I wouldn't want to watch that. So that's why like if I wouldn't want to watch that, why would they want to watch me do that? So that's what I guess like I wanted to be that. So it wasn't something that happened overnight, but it was something that like I worked on and that I wanted to work on, and I guess shit. You look back like a year later and be like, oh wow, like exactly what I wanted to do, and woo, like I learned how to do it, cool.
That's cool. It's very cool.
I guess I would go about it like I don't.
Try to describe it.
You gotta what your material is in your sense, like stand up comedy, right?
Yeah.
Whatever you're passionate about, like the first step's being passionate about what you're writing. Don't write no bullshit. Or whatever you're not feeling, don't try to mimic something else. Maybe your favorite comedian. Don't try to mimic, in a sense, what he's doing. Find what you're, like if you're passionate about politics or whichever. J. Cole says, all jokes contain truth. Like they're funny, but they contain truth. Like that's substance. Like take whatever you're passionate about. Maybe you're passionate about arguing politics or what you believe or anything, and just take that and break it down. You know what I'm saying? Into as much material as you could. So that you could approach it like I'm passionate about this material. What I'm up here speaking. Like I sincerely feel this way about this, but I'm gonna make
That's
it
great
show.
advice.
Yeah, and just be passionate, and you gotta be in the moment. You gotta get in the moment, like they say. It takes time. You're gonna have to go through it a little bit, but find that moment, be in that moment, and completely be passionate about it, so you know you can believe in what you're saying, and really you don't question no doubt. When you can show that, and it's obvious that that's how you feel, they're gonna fall into that.
But you haven't had your best day yet. You haven't had your worst day yet. Like, that's something to think about. It's like you could probably that might have been the best show of your life, but okay, well the next show might be the worst show of your life. Like you might have the best day ever an hour ago, but then at 1 o'clock and then 1:30 hits and boom, like the worst shit happened to you ever. It's the best thing hasn't happened to you yet, the worst thing hasn't happened to you yet. So just keep moving.
That's living in the now is what it is. Stay in the now.
Have y'all had that show yet where it's just been fantastic? The crowd's been fantastic.
Can we go there? Shit, we can go
there. I can't. I mean, I can't put a top 10 to be honest. Of bad shows and good shows. Because I feel I hate that I talk so much. I'm sitting here hitting this bowl and shit and drinking and.
That's fine. That's what we're here to do is to talk. So it's perfect.
I guess so.
We've had some. We're very fortunate for the shows we've got. Yeah. The ability, we always knew, and D's always known, and his own ability and my own ability. We could entertain that number, which the number Kevin Gates was sold out. Sold the fuck out 1,000. And just to drop that there, you think a lot of people in a place like that. If you're in an arena, it's a completely different ballgame, I'm sure. But in a venue, if it's something like a Soul Kitchen where they can hold 1,500 people, I just can't play them.
Hold on. There we go.
Yeah, when it gets to that number of people, me and D was chopping it down, because I was getting nervous about the number, and really. Going back to the Bone Thugs show, when we had 500, you could only see the first 8 rows of people. They have so many lights on them, so it's really, if you can get past that, you can do it. But yeah, that show was great. That was, to me, that was my great. That was the moment
of. Kevin Gates show? Or the Bone Thugs show?
No, the Kevin Gates show when we had the.
Yeah, that was awesome. That definitely was awesome.
Definitely how the crowd was feeling us, after the show, when we had some CDs. The promoters, shout out to Seth. He furnished some shit up. We just went and printed. We didn't have.
Shout out to Steve Hall for also bringing him back down again. Yeah. I want to say March 5th. So I mean, he's dope for that.
Great show. But yeah, Bone Thugs is very special to me. It's my biggest show. I opened up for Afro Man a while back. My first big opening. That was at the time was the biggest. And then I got the Bone Thugs Army show. And we ended up killing that shit. Killing it. If you was there, we're not bragging, they know that shit. After the show, real talk. After the show,
was better than I could tell them.
And Amber was there. She took a picture with Busy Bone, and she knew how I felt about Bone Thugs. I love Bone Thugs. And I was fixing to get a picture with him, and I'm not big on bugging. I won't run up on somebody like that. And I seen him. It was 10 people taking pictures with him. I was like, nah, we'll just Amber's like, no, take a picture. And I just remember that vividly because we're sitting in the debate, we go back and leave. I'm like, nah, I'm just gonna leave. And then some dude comes out, it's their manager or tour manager, whatever it was, and it's like, hey, you. I'm sitting there you know, me? And dude's like, yeah, come here.
I didn't do it. I have no idea what happened. I wasn't there.
Let's go, Amber. Let's go.
You gotta go.
Yeah.
What'd you do?
Exactly. I was more in shock because I knew it was somebody from.
Oh yeah, we were sitting next to them while both those was going on. That's what happened. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh dang it, I mad I left.
Dude. But yeah, they called us up there and they asked who was with me and shit. And we went up there and shit was crazy. We would sit there and start game with busy ball. Like he took me serious, for like 20 minutes. And broke the game down a little bit for me, where I was at, what I needed. You know what I'm saying?
It was more important than
pretty
time.
crazy. It's pretty like if anybody want me to quit this shit, that was the nail in their coffin when I had it. This shit ain't happening. It just wasn't happening. So, yeah, that pretty much. If this shit isn't gonna happen, that's what fucked me. That's what. So yeah, that was my funnest show. We've had a lot of good local shows. I'm sure
What's the best like?
We ain't always perform together.
What's the best local venue?
That's a loaded question.
I can't name one. I mean,
my favorite.
Yeah, we can go by favorites.
My favorite is probably. I love the vinyl though. Don't get me wrong. I love the vinyl.
Because best is gonna put a contest on it. I feel like, for me, I like Handlebar just because I feel like their sound is on point. Their staff is on point. Yeah, it's home for me. I like the Skybox too. The Skybox is also a really good venue. Let's see, where else is good? I mean, they closed down a lot of good venues too.
Yeah, but as far as the top notch, if you're gonna put where these acts are coming, these big acts, who are Pensacola's gonna get if it isn't?
It's gonna be vinyl. You can't.
No, that's a great point.
As far as that,
vinyl's in a different league. I mean,
exactly. What league are we talking about? Shit, I don't know.
No, that's a great.
Where I'm at right now. I'm trying to get the vinyl. Like, what's up, vinyl? Like, y'all already.
But yeah, it's when we love to perform Soul Kitchen. I love to perform the Soul Kitchen. You just hit your question right there.
This is what about? There's like 11 stages at Floribama. That'd be hilarious.
Where?
At Floribama. Get out there and do some rapping at Floribama. That'd be hilarious.
Oh shit! Where was that place that I did for that contest?
Because it's
that place we performed in. You remember showing me the pictures and shit? You were like Jay, fucking doing that.
Oh, that was shit. They had a rap contest. They had a rap American Idol that Jasey got through at the American Legion. Of all places.
Yeah, I mean,
who put that on? Who even put that on?
I have no idea, but it was it was basically like a Freemason.
Definitely a bad vibe. Am I lying? T got it. I got it. I got up there. My music, the CD I had been rehearsing to, my 2 songs I was gonna do. I've been doing it all day.
Yeah.
All day. Put it in their CD player. They're however expensive their shit. I mean, it was more expensive than my CD player in my car. Wouldn't play. It just go.
Because it recorded it. It took it off that disc. Now they have a copy.
Well, yeah.
They're all in on it.
DJ Fahrenheit, Jeezy DJ, fuck you. Don't give a fuck who you are. I don't care. I do not like you. But yeah, he tried pretty much making a joke at me when I was up there. It got to me and almost walked off. One dude, I don't know who he was, but he's been to one of my shows and was like, no, turn around, you got it. And
that's
I was like,
that's a cool person. Like that's a cool guy.
Yeah,
because he got it. He got it.
I didn't want to piss them off because they were like, no, and her mom sitting there going like, no, and I'm like, okay, oh shit. I turned back around and I told him, I said, cut the fucking music. Fuck whatever just happened.
That's somebody that.
Shit, I could feel.
That's somebody that saw your potential. That's who that person is. They
Yeah,
saw it.
They
saw it.
Yeah, but I had my squad there. I had T there, a couple other people there. I'm sure I can't remember all of them. But the shit was. It was kind of like weird vibe we got all in there. T playing all I got. It was just weird. Like I don't know. Shit went south really quick until I told him, fuck the music.
Very creepy.
Very weird. And even Atlanta, I'm not scared to say it either. I choked in Atlanta on the mic. I don't know what it was, man. Something kept telling me like this shit ain't. I don't know. In my head, that's where I was going, and I felt like if I would have nailed this shit, I would still have a good chance. Because after I hear a lot of verses, it was like a good 5 of them that I was like, this guy might get me. You know what I'm saying? But it's not that I felt like I had a chance, and I was pretty set on it. But something kept telling me this isn't the way. This isn't that shit. And I got in that motherfucker choked. Fucking the whole, like you're in the studio and it's a big ass room outside the booth and there's like 30 people. I got like 30 motherfuckers in there saying, all kinds of shit.
Oh, man.
Oh, dude, it was harsh, man.
How'd you get through that? How do you
get?
get through something like that?
You don't for the first week.
Move on.
Yeah, and if this shit's if you're passionate about this shit, you ain't gonna get away from it. It's just gonna knock your ass down from it. Dude, I was down. Hell yeah, the T and all was going to Atlanta, all stoked.
Well, let's clarify also that it's not just a place in Atlanta.
Yeah, the nerves was up there, definitely. And I mean, I take like Andre 3000 and Outkast very seriously on my favorites list. And just knowing I was spitting this little whatever I was spitting behind Andre 3000's mic and shit. I don't know. I was nervous.
Well, that's just for those who don't know. That's where the next round of the event was held at Outkast Studio. You had to go there and perform there, so it was nerve-wracking, and especially to be one of, I think it was only 2 white dudes there that was performing.
You'd be like that.
Oh, you remember the game plan? Remember the game plan?
Yeah.
I haven't played that.
Yeah.
I don't. The white black thing is never. I mean, you let it affects you if you let it.
Right.
But definitely, it was felt that night that I was white. Remember that shit?
The game plan though turned out to be pretty awesome.
Right. Yeah, because we won as far as all the rappers did.
Right.
We won that bitch, but yeah, when the dude said the comedian host was like, get him off the stage if you don't sound like Eminem.
Right.
What the fuck are you supposed to feel like when they say that shit?
Yeah.
Give me anybody that sound like Eminem, white, black, Asian.
That was the one night of all the places that we went to that was a little nerve-wracking.
Yes.
But then by the end of the night, it was very cool, very laid back.
Yeah. Yeah, when you
It was a good thing y'all did good.
Yeah, 2 winners that one. That was up there on the nerve-wracking list. That was up there. Oh. Yeah.
So what's in the future as far as, are y'all gonna try to keep rapping together? Is it gonna be more of a y'all are gonna do your own thing and then collaborate with each other?
All of it.
Everything.
Everything. Just all of the above.
Just a team, dude. I mean, we understand individually. I understood. He individually understood what he has to do to get where he wants to go. I have to do what I have to do to get where I want to go. It's already a difficult task. You can do it. You can always do it. Put your head to it, but it's a difficult task by yourself. You know, always having a team, and it's smart. And, you know, it's always good to have a team. People always want to jump on teams and represent their team and shit, but you really want to pick your team wisely. Who's really out there and who's really about it? You can tell when somebody's about it and shit, and it shows through their actions and what the fucking phone calls are like. You know what I'm saying? What do y'all do when y'all chilling? You know what I'm saying? Is it just, I don't know. Me and D were getting it, and we just kind of like combine the shit.
What about if somebody is, let's say that there's a stronger artist that you want to have on your team, but he's not fully committed, and then you have someone who is a subpar artist that is constantly on social media, is constantly going to shows, constantly working.
Anybody that's not moving, regardless of how talented they are, is dead weight.
Movement is life. Movement is life.
Everything. You can be the shittiest rapper. If you're on Facebook or if you're doing everything you need to do to have people say what, you know, if you suck, they're going to talk about you sucking. People are going to talk about you. Like, this guy's getting it. People are going to know who he is. They're going to know he's that shitty rapper because he's letting you know, listen to my shit. You know, but like the good ones, I mean, you feel bad when you see good rappers that don't have that drive and shit. And that happens all the time. All the time.
What do you think that is?
Who?
What do you think that is?
Like why?
I don't know, like an understanding. Maybe they feel intimidated by how big of a deal it is, or if you try to pursue that, what people are gonna think. You know, it can be all kinds of things. It ain't for everybody. It's hard, you know.
I don't feel it's a lack of understanding. It might be like, you know, like point of life, or it might be like, you know, the jump. Like, you know, like a lot of people don't want to make that jump, like that commitment. Because, like, you know, when you make that commitment, you gotta make a lot of sacrifices, and a lot of people don't want to sacrifice a whole lot of things that you're gonna that you end up having to sacrifice on this fork in the road. You can go this way, you can go that way, and I mean, like sometimes, like, you know, it's hard to eat, like either way, like either one's gonna fucking suck. But I mean, because you can give up on your dream, which is gonna kill you, or you can give up on, like, you know, something that's more like acceptable, or that, you know, something that you loved, or something else that, you know, I don't know, like something that's just gonna suck. But like it's A or B, like what do you want to do? And it's like, so, you know, you got that choice. And it's like, you know, like what you gonna do? And I feel like, I don't know, me and Jay, I kind of wrote a song about that. Like, I don't know. But it's just like, you know, what the hell you gonna do? Like, you can make it happen, or you can, like, it's on the table, take it or leave it.
Yeah, it's like it's a separate job. You gotta be the artist and the entertainer. You gotta be that. There's a lot of people that can do that, but there's a whole different aspect. You gotta have hustle. You have a hustle and a drive and a reason to. You know, and that's it. You just gotta hustle. This what this shit is. It's hustling. You're hustling your ass off, doing the same shit, performing the same show, doing whatever. You know what I'm saying? To the maximum.
I can see this conversation is like completely out of the blue for me, but it's exactly where I'm at psychologically with what I'm trying to do now.
See, I mean,
like it's right on the money. Like it's advice that like you guys are dead on the money, because I'm definitely going through, like, I'm at that point where I'm gonna do podcasting. We manage Bear With Me, local folk band. And I'm right at that point to where, like, I'm ready to make that jump, but I'm still like, I don't know.
Depends, man.
It's like I'm really drawn to it, but it's like I need to just let go and like, okay, this is what I do now. Like I just like this is like very enjoyable. This is not what I do. Like it's not like you identify with it. That's what it is. Like if you're a guy that just has a job and somebody asks you what do you do, you're like,
yeah, exactly.
I work at, and you're kind of like, but that's not who I am. And that split second, you're like, I know I'm not that person. Like that's your answer, but it takes so long to get over that point to where it's like.
It's that first step where you gotta accept that this isn't your job, but you gotta do it like it is, like your day job. You gotta. Are you ready to? As soon as you get home, when you got time, if it is at night where you're not gonna sleep 8 hours, 4 hours, might get 2 hours, 1 hour. So are you willing to sacrifice that time and go into your day job tired and come back and do that shit again? And do that shit again. You know what I'm saying? You gotta stay on your. That's the hardest part, because you gotta stay on your day job too. It ain't happened yet. So it's like knowing that it's not your job yet, but it's doing.
You have to treat it like a job at the same time.
Yeah,
so you gotta put that time into it.
Yeah, but it's definitely possible. The shit's not like a lot of people.
Shout out to everybody that does that. By the way, I know there's a lot of people in my circle that I run into that I know you gotta just do that. So shout out to everybody that grinds. It's hard. No matter what you do, not music, is anything. No matter what you do, shout out to everybody that grinds, because that's a hard thing to do. I mean, shit.
Is the music scene here growing like very rapidly? Because I know over the last couple of years, just from knowing you, knowing Eddie, Chain Smoking Hags, you know, just going to these local shows, it seems like there's just more and more venues every year.
Thank vinyl for that. I mean, before that, there was no goal to get to. Like now there's a place that's decent that I can get to. Right. So it kind of creates that like, now I have a place. Now I have a place to actually do what I want. Right. And then from that, I mean, that's probably when the growth started.
Yeah, exactly. It's like that's when you started seeing.
It was at Everest. It became Everest, and people were like, "Oh, I want to get on that stage because that's a cool place."
Doing shows around little hole in the walls all the time. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, vinyl done a lot. I mean, I don't know if I just wasn't around that connect or whichever, or the right people that was talking about what hip hop artists from locally was doing them shows. But I mean, at the time, it was none of us. None of us were doing this shit. We looked at the vinyl like, I don't think I get that shit in 5 years or something.
Yeah.
You know, that's where you wanted to. Time that was what you wished. And then, I mean, I don't know who performed there, but for the guy that kind of opened the lane for me in a sense, it is Big Woe. Like, I started seeing him get shows there and shit. And, you know, he fucked with me. He did a local show there. I guess he got in with the, you know, good with the people, and they, you know, he started doing his local shows there, his album release parties, and he'd bring me up in there and just, you know, kind of open that lane. And now vinyl brings people down and realize that locals can make money out here, because there is MCs out here that hustle their ass off. So, I mean, yeah, it's definitely thriving. And all the other music scenes with punk. And the cool thing is, there's a lot of artists from each genre of music out here that vibe together, you know, like the punk scene, the hip hop scene, and even the EDM scene and shit. A lot of people ain't open-minded to that EDM shit, but like DC, you gotta respect everybody that's grinding.
I think if you're a musician or a creative person in general, you're more open-minded.
Exactly.
Because you appreciate the craft of getting up there. Not even so much of that person's even saying what it sounds like, but you're like, this isn't really my sound, but they're up there doing it. I know what that's like, and you get an appreciation for all of it. Like,
Exactly.
because once you know one of those people, you're just like, oh, that is amazing that they're actually
It's
up there.
like, cause I used to rollerblade. I rollerbladed for like probably like 10 years, like 10, 15 years.
You were original rollerblader.
Yeah, I guess so.
He
Yeah.
was in the first roll bounce.
Well, no, not like that. Like I was at the skate park, so like I was like, I'm doing the X Games shit. Like everybody. That's exactly what people say. They're like, man, you always doing that X Games shit. I'm like, yeah, I mean, it's fun to me. Like it's pretty much mind over matter. It's like those like they think that shit's crazy, but I mean, it's fun to me. Like that was just something that like I felt like I was in complete control of, and like yeah, like I would fall and hurt myself and get completely broken the fuck off at times, but I had to get back up, and because I know I wanted to land that trick. And like I watched like I was on a pair of rollerblades, but the skateboarders were also using the same ramps as I was, and I couldn't skateboard, but I knew that they had to do the same process. They had to drop in on this ramp, they had to go up this other ramp and try to land this trick. And it's like like I couldn't, like I don't know how to do it, but I know like it's pretty much the same technique, it's the same grind. And I don't know, this is how I look at this like music now. I'm standing on stage and that's my ramp. And it's like, you can be doing country, you can be doing comedy, you can be doing, I don't know, just anything, but you're standing on stage in front of all these people. Like, let me see you do it before you start hating on it. It's like, so, like, no matter what, that's just me, I guess. It's like, some other people be like, man, fuck that shit, that's so stupid, like, blah, blah, blah. It's like, okay, well, why, like, that's somebody that could potentially be, like, a fan of you. It's like, so why would you automatically, like, distance yourself from them? It's like, so I would never try to push anybody away. I will always give somebody their props. I will always give, like, I mean, you can hate me. I'll be like, I mean, shit, sorry. I mean, I guess I'm gonna go over here.
Yeah, you let go of judgment from all aspects, inner and outer.
It's wasted energy.
It is.
Yeah, it's very wasted energy. Like I mean, shit, if you're gonna have all that negative energy, then investing into something positive. Like, can you do that? It's like, I mean, I feel like I can. Like, I would hate somebody and be like, oh, but I'm gonna take this out on this motherfucking, like, take this out on this bike. I'm gonna go skate because I haven't skated in forever, or I'm gonna do something, dude. It's like, but I'm not gonna waste my energy on something that's like not gonna have anything positive in return. Everything comes back in figure eight. It's like, so I mean, like, I don't know. That's just how I've learned in my 25 years of living.
No, it's right on. Once you realize that the body is basically a shell, and you could easily be me, and I could easily be you. Like, once you realize that, you just end up being nice to people.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, I mean, let's keep moving.
Here's a question that I want to ask: is there a top tier of local performers in y'all's genre?
It shows. I mean, you don't have to. Like I said, I hate making things a contest. I mean,
But you ain't gotta look at it like a contest. You could look at, because everything that, in a way, now for the MCs that's coming out, they have a route to take. You gotta go pay your dues at the slogos and handbars. And, you know what I'm saying? And it's you gotta earn your way up. And I feel like there is, like, for me it was cool looking up to, like, seeing Low doing this shit and other people doing that shit, and me seeing what I wanted to do, and anybody that wants it. We're not saying we're putting us on any pedestal or whatever, but there's a couple shows we have done. If anybody wants to do those kind of shows too, it's simple as just doing. It's that simple. There's a way. There's a way there now. It's not like you got to, like, I'm gonna bust this fucking wall down. No, there's a way now. Go get it. Don't complain. Go get it. And I mean, and that's why I shout out to Will for, how he done it or whatever. But for me, he got us in there. So shout out to him.
As far as, you get a lot of people that want to come and try to get on your shows and get on your tracks just because of a good fan base that you have. Do you find that happening a lot now?
Yeah, in a sense. Like, I mean, I've had people, like, with shows, not necessarily a fan base. I still won't call myself a fan base, though I have gotten, it's increased, my plays have increased, and people from shows, it's definitely growing in a sense. Growing, I don't know how fast, but I know we go to shows and we win people we don't know over, and I don't know if they go follow us. Some of them do, some of them I probably don't see, but I mean, there's a chance there. But I mean, I've had people with the shows when I first started getting the shows. People that let me do features real quick and do this shit real quick. And they may think we can perform a song. It happens, but I mean,
how do you take that?
I don't know. You gotta look like a dick or do it.
Yeah.
I mean, they're gonna either way. They're gonna pass on. If you don't do it, then all of a sudden you're like
too big for the scene.
Yeah, in a sense. But the people that understand it, that ain't there yet. Those people. I mean, they don't do it. It's not everybody like that. So there's a lot of people with some integrity out here that are down there. But the people that don't want it, they don't last.
I feel like there's different aspects to the whole music thing. I mean, it's bigger to do with shows and tracks. You can be doing you can have shows, but you need to have the merchandise too. You need to have the albums. You need to have the shirts. You need to have you just need to have that I guess that brand I guess.
Yeah.
You need to be branded. And,
exactly.
And that's what everybody should. I feel like that's what everybody's striving to be. It's so. I mean that's. I guess in the music world that's what we all want to do. We all want to have that brand, and we all want to have that brand in demand. I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
So. I mean that's how I look at it.
I feel like I want to. Maybe it's already being done, but if it's not, I want to maybe even put an idea out there to try to move Pensacola music along. Bear with me. We're gonna have a business card with a QR code on the business card, and that's linked to a website called CD Baby. So people in the audience at the time can just use that and buy it right on their phone, standing there listening to you. They don't have to go home and download it. They don't have to go to a table and buy something. So if they're like, oh, this guy's pretty good, flip it over. They have 3 or 4 options, 99 cents. Buy it. It skips that step. It takes that step away. So them having to listen to it and then go somewhere else to go get it. A lot of time in that step, people are like, forget it. They're off the idea. If they can do it right then, that's gonna be amazing. You hand that card out everywhere you go. Go to.
Exactly. It's like, do you say I see what you're saying, not cutting out the merchandise, going to them to buy the CD.
Yeah, so basically you're giving them, you're allowing them to shop online for your stuff.
To buy your stuff right there.
Right in their hand. So just say it's on the back of this. It's just a little block, and it's a QR code. So they scan it with their phone, and that's linked to your merchandise that you sell.
Yeah.
So they don't have to they can do it right then.
Mm-hmm.
Because they don't oftentimes have the link in the audience. Mm-hmm. They're just there listening. But if you can give them the link, do it right there.
Exactly.
That could, if people pick up on that, then you could just start selling stuff to everybody.
It's definitely becoming easier with the internet age. That I'm sure a lot of the old time hip hoppers and pioneers or whichever would say that
it's cheating.
We got it easy.
Yeah.
We got it easy. That's plenty of fact. So but still, it's not as easy.
Advantage.
Exactly. But you gotta understand that it's not still simple because how quick rap is changing and hip hop is changing and all the the bullshit that comes with it. You just gotta watch it. But the positives are independent artists are now becoming not rare. Independent artists all over the place. You can become an independent artist thanks to internet. So in a way, it's not like cheating. It's actually beating the industry.
It's the word independent has changed too. I think it used to have sort of a connotation of it's not going to be very good because they haven't gotten signed yet, so it's not very good. But now it's they're just people that maybe they don't want to sign because they don't need to. They have their own fan base. Why sign it away? They're literally independent. Doesn't mean that they're good or bad.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know how it translates as far as that working with a rock band or nothing. I don't know. Maybe it does, but with hip hop, it's so you can do it all in your room. You can learn how to make beats and produce your own shit and do your own shows and it's possible. You can build a fan base and not need the industry. You have to work 5 times as hard, and but granted, you're not gonna have to worry about anybody telling you what to write, telling you when your shit's dropping, telling you, what shows you're gonna do, not giving you a schedule. You're your own boss, and it's possible now to do that independently. Hit your mark right and shit.
The technology's gotten inexpensive, and the quality's went way up too. That's also part of it.
Okay.
Few more things. We got a few more minutes left.
That's it.
Yeah, we goes by quickly.
We can do a little.
Are there local artists that y'all haven't performed with that you'd like to?
A local artist that I haven't performed that I would like to. Let's see.
As far as like on a track, maybe.
Oh, on the track.
Oh, on the track. Oh, I can go there. Let's see. Let me see. Solo Dolo, I would love to do with him. Of course, I would love to do with him. I mean, everybody. I mean, I can go through every local artist. I mean, let's see, my style. No, give me a beat and I can do it. Like, it's your track, my track. I don't care. Like, I mean, I'm busy, I guess. Like, I can call it busy, but if it's work. I mean, I don't charge features. I hate when people ask me that. I'm like, no, dude, it's fun.
$50 for a feature.
Like, no,
I wish we had
$50, man. Shit, yeah, all the people.
Make them listen. Charges $50 for a feature.
I don't really charge $50 for a feature.
Okay. I'm just trying to chill. Like I'm mad at you. Probably smoke weed too. So shit.
I wish we had more time.
So.
Real. Exactly.
I wish we had more time to talk about this. What do you got? Venues that don't pay.
Oh shit, all of them.
Well, I mean that.
Yeah,
but I still think you are earning because you're there. You're earning it. That is part of earning it.
Yeah, but
it's not like I feel like you have to be like I don't know. I feel like they should pay musicians and bands because it also encourages them to like if I can get paid for it, that's some motivation as well.
You know they're walking away with buku at the end of the night.
Yeah, right.
I just feel like if they expect you to bring a fan base and perform, they're gonna make money off of the people that came to watch you. They can't throw you $50. Like that's a slap in the face. Like at least because at that point it's the notion that you paid.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's not even the amount that that dude gave me $15. That's awesome. I got paid $15 to do that.
It does get to that point at some point in time. Like I get to that point where you walk away with gas money, you walk away with enough to go get Whataburger, or you walk away with enough to pay your homies like enough for like coming out. Like,
right.
Yeah, that's cool. That's the shit. It's like you didn't ask for that. It's like, but you walked away with like 20, 25, 30, $30, and you're like, shit, thank you.
Yeah.
Like, that's cool.
Yeah.
It's like, so I mean, like I don't know, like I told, like I haven't told like my ex fiance, like I'm like if she ever has any opinion towards what I've ever done musically, I'm just like you can't tell me nothing because the money that I've owed you, I've gotten off to do shows. It's like, so I mean, like, what are you gonna tell me? It's like, I'm sorry.
So last thing before we wrap this up, 2015, what are we accomplishing?
The world. Get in the brain.
No.
Get in the brain.
We've been doing this thing where we set this 5-year mark. Like me and D both done it. It's been like since we started. I don't know. We're probably like on year 3 right now or something. And I don't know. It's really increased from when I started because like you witnessed why the show I started, Big Easy, there.
Mm-hmm.
It's been 3 years since that show, something like that, 3.5 years. So I don't know, just
everybody has their own lane. So I mean, get it how you get it. Like I mean, there's a million ways to do that. So
I'm gonna say I want to tour this year, not on my truck. That's my goal. If I don't get it, I'm gonna get fucking close, and this time next year I'll be waving out my window.
2015, I want everybody to just come out and have a good time. Like that's
a good one.
It's like
come
every
enjoy
time,
the show because it's getting better.
Exactly. Like everything's fun. Like no matter where we go. Like matter of fact, like Friday, Friday there's a show down at the Handlebar that I'm doing. One of my homeboys passed away this past weekend, and we're trying to raise some money for his funeral. And I mean, like it's different sides of the rap scene, I guess I can call it, that are going to be mixed together. But at the same time, I mean, like they're all going to be like, they're all coming together for like, good cause and stuff. And no matter what, it's always a good time. And I mean, like, so I feel like if everybody wants to do that, they should come out and like, no matter what goes on, like in this music scene, like it's always a good time. So I mean, be cool and come out to these dang shows. I mean, no matter who's on the bill, it can be your best friend. It can be somebody that you know, like locally. It could be like a headliner, like that you've heard on the radio. I mean, just come out. Like, dang, like Pensacola is actually cool if you actually come outside. It doesn't suck that bad. I mean, shit.
All right. Well, that's it. That was a whole hour, guys.
Yeah.
That was a good podcast.
Shout out all the fucking local musicians out here doing y'all's thing, man. Everybody knows who they are. It's on the scene. You see them all the time. Shout out those
Exactly.
guys. Shout out
Come out.
Elegant Profanity for having us. My brother Travis Barnes.
Thank you guys for coming
Dennis.
on.
Yeah, that was dope. Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Whatever,
man.
y'all.
That's
Dwight,
fun, right?
the villain.
Y'all
It's
will
fun.
send
It's
you-
fun.
We'll send you some people, man. Anybody down to, y'all do this again with somebody else, we'll send you some.
Yeah.
If they want to get in the hip hop scene. So I might be sending these guys. Peace.
Thanks, guys.